Now, when we have a graph, well, not a graph yet, but an equation written in slope-intercept form of y equals mx plus b, graphing's kind of fun. Well, it was already fun, but it's even more fun now. And how is that? Well, we can recognize two important parts of the graph: the slope and its y-intercept. So what do those values tell us? Well, it tells us a couple things here. So let me draw a graph first. So let's start with the y-intercept, or its starting point, which is this value right there. That tells us the graph crosses over at the y-intercept of -3. So there's one point we already know on the line. How do we find another point? Well, that determines or comes from this idea of slope. Remember, slope equaled rise over run. And in this particular case, it's 4. And it's just a 4. That means that there's an understood 1 underneath of it. So I have a rise over a run. That means that my next point is going to be up 4 units and over 1. There's my second point. Between these 2 points is a slope of 4. I have 2 points to determine a line. And there, we were able to graph that particular line, understanding a little bit about what slope-intercept form of the line means. Kind of slick, isn't it? Another example, y equals 2/3 x plus 2. How can we graph that? By looking at its slope-intercept form. It's already in slope-intercept form, so that's useful. So I'm just going to go ahead and go straight to the grid. All right, we know, I've got to go up a little bit farther. We know, what do we know? Well, we know it's in this form, so this value right there is my starting point, or where my y-axis is at. From there, we look at its slope. Well, its slope here is a fraction, 2/3. So what does that mean? Well, that means that our rise is 2 and our run is 3. Well, that's helpful because I know I'll go up 2 points and over 3. And that's my next value. 2 points determine a line, able to graph that. Kind of cool.